Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel SS Analysis. First of all, I would like to tell you that if you are watching this video first time, subscribe my channel to see more upcoming videos on analysis of different commodities and equity indices. And second important thing is to watch this video till its end to understand this thoroughly, to take your decision. Your one like will motivate me to be regular in working more hard for you. Let us start the day to analyze the movements of natural gas futures in different time frames on January 31st, 2019, when we have just seen the announcement of inventory of natural gas. Inventory is more or less on the bearish side. It has come out at the level of minus 173 billion cubic feet, whereas the expected level was a withdrawal of 189 billion cubic feet, which we will compare with the withdrawal of 163 billion cubic feet announced last week. Then I find that the inventory levels are more or less near the expected levels. No doubt that this is a little on the bearish side. So first, let us have a look how the inventory has behaved in a 5-minute time zone after the announcement of inventory. Here we can see that the natural gas futures have seen a gap down at the level of $2.825. No doubt that the natural gas futures moved down up to the level of $2.817, but here you can see some buying was there, and currently the natural gas futures are staying at the level of $2.825. So we have to see where the next move the natural gas futures take. So here we can see an emergence of a green candle at the same level. Now I find that the buying has been started from these levels. So bulls have come here and started to buy in natural gas futures at the level of $2.823, where I find the natural gas futures may find some support due to the thick presence of natural gas bulls between the level of $2.818 to $2.848. I find we will have to wait and watch the movement of natural gas futures amid this level. We will have to see how soon the natural gas futures break the first immediate target of $2.848, which will decide the upcoming directional move. So we will have to keep an eye over the movement of natural gas futures in a 5-minute chart for some time before taking a position. As you can see that the natural gas futures were consolidating during the day between the level of $2.867 to $2.917 on the upper side. So this was the level where we can see the natural gas futures have consolidated for a long time. Now here you can see that the buying is going on due to the thick presence of bargain hunter amid this zone between the level of $2.818 to $2.848. So let us see the movement of natural gas futures amid this zone. Now you can see some selling is there due to the current position of moving averages, which may attract bears to try their best to keep the gas futures on the downward side. But here you can see the momentum is too strong in natural gas futures because the bulls look to have taken command in their hands. But we will have to wait till the natural gas futures sustain above the level of $2.848 within next few minutes, because the inventory is near the expected levels. No doubt it is on the a little bearish side, but I find that till the withdrawal levels are comparatively higher than the previous week. So friends, I find that we will see sharp upward move once we cross the levels of $2.867 within next few minutes. So we will have to wait just for another 10 minutes, which will decide the where the natural gas futures may take upcoming direction. So first, the natural gas futures will have to fill this gap which have created on announcement of impending inventory. If the natural gas bulls have strong reasons to keep the uptrend intact, they will have to fill this gap within next few minutes. So let us wait and watch. Let us see this move in the 15-minute zone. So here I find that the natural gas futures have created a gap in a 15-minute chart, and I find that once we see this indecisive candle into a bullish hammer in a 15-minute chart, which will define the further upward directional move very soon, but no doubt that it may turn into a bearish hammer if the natural natural gas bulls are not able to keep the bearish pressure as the natural gas futures are facing stiff resistance at the level of $2.829, where you can see that the emergence of such indecisive candle which is yet to take final shape, and on the lower side I find that the level of $2.810 will provide a good support to natural gas futures in case of any downward move, but I find that the uptrend is still intact despite the creation of a down gap, but the bulls have not lost their control. So I find that the natural gas futures are on a decisive juncture at the current levels. Now you can see the buyer has come out and the natural gas futures are moving upward in a 15-minute chart. Soon we will have to see that the natural gas futures will have to come up above the level of $2.850 within next few minutes, which will be very decisive for the upcoming move. Let us turn back to the 1 hour zone. So here you can see that the natural gas futures are still at a decisive juncture, because I find in an hourly chart, once we find the natural gas futures to trade upon this uptrend line, which is an hourly uptrend line, here you can see, which will be very decisive in defining the upcoming directional move of the natural gas futures. Once the natural gas futures sustain above this uptrend line, the uptrend of natural gas futures will remain intact. But on the other hand, if the natural gas futures are not able to break this uptrend line, no doubt that the downward move will be the next directional move very soon. So friends, be ready to see an action in natural gas futures in case of an upward move. The natural gas futures find their first resistance at the level of $2.967, where the daily resistance line is here. Once they successfully sustain above this level in an hourly chart, we will find them to face stiff resistance at 200 days moving average, which is currently existing at the level of $3.046, and the third resistance level will be at the level of $3.160 on the upper side. On the other hand, I will describe this hourly time frame line as first immediate support in case of a downward move for natural gas futures at the level of $2.756, where we may find a good support from the natural gas bulls. Next few hours may be too decisive to define the upcoming directional move on an inventory day. Let us see this move in a daily chart. The natural gas futures are currently taking a good support at the hourly uptrend line at the level of $2.828. Second support will be at the level of $2.811, and finally this is a daily support line which will provide good strength to natural gas futures in case of a downward move from the current level. In a daily chart, natural gas futures will find a stiff resistance. Once they sustain above the level of $2.971, they will find their next resistance at the level of $3.172, where the 200 days moving average will provide a stiff resistance to natural gas futures in a daily chart. But no doubt that once we sustain amid this uptrend zone, we will see natural gas futures to move upward till the weekly closing, and I find on the upper side, once the natural gas see a weekly closing above the level of $3.333, we will see the uptrend in natural gas futures will remain intact. Now let us see the movement of natural gas futures in my net gas sentiments meter. Here you can see the natural gas futures are still at the lower end of bearish sentiments zone, which makes the prevalence of bearish sentiments as the natural gas futures have moved below the lowest end of this bearish zone, which may keep the natural gas futures under pressure for some time. But on the other hand, I find the 20 days exponential moving average is still above the 20 days moving average, which keeps the hope of natural gas bulls intact to go upward and try to test the upper end of natural gas bearish zone at the level of $3.177. Let us see that if the natural gas futures find a closing above this level, above the level of 3.189. We will see steep upward moves in this decisive zone during the upcoming week. So friends, thank you. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your more and more friends. Thank you.